you've decided you have a great idea and you want to start selling your product yourself, but you don't know where to start, watch this video because we're going to show you how to work with a manufacturer over in China to get your product made and dropped at your doorstep. So watch this video. All right, this is Stephen Key, inventRightTV, and today I have two special guests. I'm going to let them introduce themselves because we have a great topic that I think everyone really wants to know about. So please, gentlemen, introduce yourself.
All right, so my name is Guillaume. I am the CEO of BSense. I lived in China for 12 years. That's where I opened the company. Most of the stuff is based in China, where we do design to manufacturing. So we're going to go in details later. But we have also other stuff in Europe and in US, like Caleb. So Caleb, you can have a few words for yourself.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I've been working for BSense for, a little bit under a year now. I've been doing the sales process, kind of, I guess, churning out leads, helping people, I guess, ensure that they have a smooth process throughout the whole thing, because like we all know, it's a super tedious process. So,
well, that's what we're going to get into, the deep dive on that process. So I know everybody that has an idea, they're wondering, how do I start? So let's start at the very beginning. I'm an inventor, I'm an entrepreneur, I have this wonderful idea for a product, and I want to sell it, maybe on Amazon, maybe on my website, maybe at retail. So I need product made. And I know if I have it made in overseas, probably in China, it's probably going to be a little bit less expensive, correct? Than manufacturing maybe in the US.
Yeah, it's not only this, it's just that sometimes you don't find the technology locally. There are some special machines, there are some special electronics. You just cannot do it in the US. So, of course, it's the first phase, we discuss with the customer and to say, okay, is it fit for China or not? Okay. Most of the time, they come to China because they already heard, that it's the benefit for them. So, yeah, we work 100% in China, but our customers are from US.
Okay.
Okay. So you said, that the customers, they come to us, they don't know actually, exactly how it's going to work. So this is the exact type of customer we are dealing with every day. So we are used to explain all the process from the very beginning to the shipping of their product.
Very good. So I want to make my product in China. I know they've got a lot of technology. The price is going to be great, but I don't know anything about it. So the first question is, do I have to fly to China to do this? Or can I work with someone like you to have it done for me?
Now, that's the purpose of it, because working with China is difficult, okay? Directly with the Chinese team, Chinese engineers, because of the culture, the language, of course, this is tough. So we built the company to make it easy to work with China. So the people you're going to work with, first it's going to start with Caleb, okay? It's going to be me, and then after it's going to be Scott. Scott is not on the call, but he's American as well. He's the project director. So yeah, the customer is only going to work in English, okay, with experts in the field. We manage the Chinese side.
Okay. So I don't have to go to China. Okay, great. Because I don't want to go to China.
I don't need to go to China.
Take care of all of it for me. Okay. So I have a prototype and it's pretty good, I think. But I don't know if it's can be manufactured. So what do I need to do to start the conversation with you? What should I supply you? CAD drawings, prototypes? What do you need to get started?
We have two kind of customers. Some they don't have a design, they don't have a prototype. So we help them with that. Okay. So you say in the case that they already have a prototype, it's kind of a first mistake, because if they have a prototype, they have a design, where did they make them? That's the trouble, because by experience, you need to make the design on the prototype as close as possible to the manufacturer. Because if you work with a designer who has never put a foot in a factory, the design maybe is beautiful, but maybe you cannot manufacture it.
All right.
Another thing is some complex device have a lot of standard components.
Okay.
Okay, not only fasteners, but it could be like buttons, it could be like a LED, could be straps, whatever it is. All this has to be, again, very close to manufacturing, very close to sourcing. So we need to source these Chinese components and make the design around.
Okay.
Then after you make a prototype working. Okay. But it's fine. If you already have a prototype, come to us.
All right.
We study it, and then we'll adjust it to the manufacturing.
Okay, so here's a great point, everyone. Just because you have a prototype from a design firm, doesn't matter if it's here or someplace else, it doesn't really, let's put it this way. You need to work with someone that understands manufacturing, that's going to build a prototype that can actually be manufactured. If not, there's a very good chance it will change. There could be different parts. It could be a whole different world. So, but if you are going to build a prototype, make sure whoever you work with understands manufacturing technologies and materials, things like that. But let's say I just have a rough prototype. Can you handle that for me? If I have an ugly prototype, can you go ahead and tell me exactly how that needs to be built too?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
As long as we understand the purpose, the function of the product, if you manage to make a prototype which is working, it's
okay.
Great already. We can study it. We can, we can find ideas and of improvements, and we can even get inspired and for the design. So yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is a very good step.
To kind of hit on that a little bit, I almost think it's better to build the rough prototype, because you can go in and spend tens of thousands of dollars, like he was saying, on a super nice prototype, but we might have to dive into it and realize you can't even go in and manufacture this, or we're gonna have to change this and this. So it's almost better just to go with the rough, the simple idea, and then bring it to us. So
okay, good. Do I need CAD drawings?
We can make the CAD drawing, so okay. No, you don't need it. So
okay, wonderful.
It's even better you don't, as I explained before, because we do it with the right manufacturing design.
Okay, so I've got this great idea. I've got a prototype. I give you a call. We start talking about how it's going to be manufactured, and you might provide that first prototype that can be manufactured. Wonderful. When in the process do I understand the cost of what my product's going to cost me, right? And do I order a minimum quantity, or how many do I have to order? How does that all work? Because I'm completely new at this. I have a budget, but I have to make sure that I don't order too many, right? Because I don't want to have a garage full of inventory I cannot sell. So how does that all work?
Yeah, before we come to the manufacturing, I'm talking about the quantity you should produce. Yeah, as you said, the customer has a budget, and it's going to be split between the design, prototyping, and then after the tooling, not to ignore. Then after you need the first production, the first batch, without sales actually. Okay. Because we want you to finish the project. It means finish the project. I mean, having your first stock. We don't want to kill you from the very beginning. Okay. We would be only industrial designers for sure. We would try to negotiate to a very high price for design. Okay. And then after that, if you don't have money anymore, it's not my problem.
Okay.
So when we start working with the customer, that's one thing we discuss as well. The whole budget.
Oh.
The balance, to say. Because they also are, they say, how much is going to cost our tooling? We try to estimate, try to balance everything. Okay. Make sure the customer is going to finish his project and he's not going to put all his money in design.
All right. So they have a big picture of what this is going to cost. Can you tell me also, before you start to ship me quantities, do I sign off on pre-production sample? They go, yes, this is exactly right. Because sometimes it's not right. The first one's not quite right. And maybe you show it to me. I go, no, I want this. how does that all work?
Yeah, no, it is a little bit of a risk in development because, of course, we are paid when the customer is happy. So we have to make sure the product is exactly like he wants, but we're not in his head. So as much as the customer gives some sketch and instructions, sometimes doesn't match. So for sure, yeah, we make drawings, we discuss with customer, make sure it match. We have a sample, prototype, ship it. Of course, sometimes it doesn't match either. We have to make a second prototype, and then it's validated. But anyway, before we start the mass production, so it's after the tooling, there is a new product, which is different from the prototype, because the prototype could be made in 3D printing, different material. The mass production part is made from the tooling, different material. The color could be different, and we validate this one for sure.
Okay. And to back up just a little bit on the unit cost and how many, I guess, units someone needs to buy, we typically can give an estimate, like for say 1,000 units, it costs roughly this price. It's not a set in stone price, but we usually can give some kind of estimation of what the unit cost would be.
Okay. And the more I order, the lower the price goes. Is that pretty standard?
Yeah.
I mean, if I order 1,000 versus 500,000, the price pretty drops. I would guess.
Yeah, for sure. It depends on the process. But yeah, some customer at the beginning, sometimes they want just 100. 100, to be honest, it's like 100 samples.
Got it.
It's really painful, Imagine like if it's a complex product, we have like 10 factories involved because we have the plastic here, this plastic here, we have metal, we have the soft goods, we have the electronics, all together, the logistics. So all the machinery just to make 100 parts.
All right.
Of course, the price is very high.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely we push for volume as soon as possible.
So will you actually, if I give you artwork, that you actually put it in a box? So when I receive it from you, it's all ready to go for me to sell it. Is that the way that works? Or do I have to repackage it myself? How does that work?
No, we do packaging as well. That's a must. Okay, so we design packaging, we propose some different style of packaging. And then after we produce, we pack everything. We send the product. So a lot of our customers, they sell on Amazon. So we would send the stock directly to Amazon stock.
Well, let's talk about that. So you do the packaging, everything looks great. And what about the shipping part of this? Because that gets a little interesting to me. Shipping can get expensive. I think it was expensive a couple of years ago. I think it's dropped, but is it something where I pick up at the dock or the airport, or do you deliver to my warehouse? How does that all work?
So the way to ship, to describe, is called Incoterm. And we have different Incoterm. The best one is the full package, which is called DDP. The DDP, we just give it to you. You have no paper to fill or nothing to pay. We manage everything.
Okay.
So recently, yes, all the shipping issue we had after COVID, we developed this in BSense, and now the customers, they love it. So the full delivery, DDP. So just the goods arrive, you just sign like saying you received, and that's all. Nothing to pay.
So you can work with an exporter that handles all that, so it comes. Okay, I get it. So tell me, let's say I want you to ship to Amazon or some other fulfillment center that I have. Can you drop ship straight to those guys instead of coming to me? You can do that as well, correct?
Yeah, we deliver any storage facilities.
All right. Okay. All right, here's a big question. Working in China, right? Is that factory going to be selling my product out the back door to somebody else? How do I protect it?
We have contracts, but we know contracts. People can do whatever they want with it. The only way you protect yourself, as I keep telling my customers, it's time to market. People will steal your idea. Okay? Sure. Are they going to make the V2, like the
Okay.
better product.
Okay.
So go fast, produce,
All right.
sell, do good marketing. That's it. You know? And if someone, you know, if a factory wants to, it's not going to happen, but if ever they want to sell their product, you will be already on the market and you will identify it very fast.
So that's very practical. Thank you. That's very practical. Sell first, sell fast, because there's going to be
Yes.
copycats. That you can't get around that. Okay.
It's a good product. Trust me, that people will want to copy it.
Is there a special, you know, I know that different factories kind of specialize in different types of technology. So is there a certain area that you specialize in, from doing a teddy bear to, let's say, a watch? I mean, what about the different technologies? You know, does it matter what I'm gonna send to you, something with electronics and maybe something that doesn't have electronics?
BSense, the company, started with plastic injection. Myself, I'm a plastic injection engineer, so that's my expertise. Sure, you know, we know plastic in BSense, but along the years, we learn about metal. We made a lot of different metal projects.
Okay.
More recently, we had a lot of soft good projects.
Okay.
And we made electronics more and more complex. So
All
for sure, there are some manufacturing like wood, for example. We are not that experts. We had some wood in some products,
Okay.
but not a lot. We're not experts. But it doesn't matter, because for every product, what we do, we find the experts.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, just an example a bit exotic, we have a project which is not a Christmas tree, but there is some kind of technology of the branch, you know, where you have like the leaf.
Okay.
This is a very special technology. We have to go to the Christmas tree factories for this.
Okay.
We find the experts, we discuss the product, they give us the idea, they use our machine to make our product, and that's it. We are not the experts, they are.
Okay.
We make the product.
Okay. So how many years have you been doing this for?
Me, I've done this for 20 years in China.
Okay. Long time.
And I lived 12 years in China.
Okay. What questions haven't I asked you today that are important?
The most important question you asked, you mean?
Just what questions have I missed? Is there anything that you would like to add that you think the audience would like to hear during this process? Because I'm going to put some information down below. They can call you. But is there anything I've missed? Anything you'd like to talk about?
Let me think. Quite cover a lot, huh?
I think we did. Okay, I want to do this. Everyone, if you've got a project and you think you need some help, there's going to be information down below where you can reach out and get this process started. It is a long process. You have to be careful. You want to take the right steps. So please get the information down below and have a good time. And hopefully you'll sell 1 million of them as fast as you can and have a blast manufacturing. So anything else you guys like to say before we end? Caleb, anything else?
Thank you for listening. And looking forward to make new products. Yeah, we are welcoming new investors with new idea. You know, we love the product, we love developing. So yeah, let's do it together.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Let's do it together. Caleb, they'll be reaching out to you first, right? And you'll be handling everything. Okay.
Right. I was just going to say, feel free to reach out. Like if you don't feel like you're ready, if you have questions, no matter what it is, don't hesitate. We're just happy to help. Happy to just be a resource for anyone in this group. So.
Okay. Hey, everybody, I'm glad you're watching this video. I do have a little experience manufacturing over in China. The one thing I do know, you need to find a good people to work with. It gets a little complicated. It can get a little expensive, but you really want to find a source that you can trust and make sure your product gets there to you looking fantastic so you can sell your product and your customers can be happy. So thank you for watching this video. This is Stephen Key on InventRightTV. Until next time, I will see you later. I am sure you have a million questions more. So guess what we're going to do? We have a new platform where I'm going to bring on people like this so they can answer the questions that you have twice a month. So stay tuned when I announce this new platform. Get all of your questions answered by the right people to make sure you're doing all the right steps to commercialize your product ideas.